All right, so have you ever wondered, like, why does McDonald's Coke taste so much better?
Yeah, it's funny, right? It's like, it's Coke, it should taste the same everywhere.
Right, you'd think so.
But McDonald's, there's something about it.
There's just something special about their Coke. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I think most people would agree.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So is it like a secret formula? Do they do something different?
Well, it's not really a secret formula, but there's a story there.
I mean, let's hear it.
A lot of history and some clever choices that go into making that perfect McDonald's Coke.
Okay, I'm ready. Take me back to like the beginning.
Okay, so let's go way back to the 1950s.
Okay.
You know, early days of fast food, the McDonald brothers, right?
Uh-huh.
They were kind of revolutionizing things with their speed service system.
Right, get that food out fast.
Good food, fat and affordable. And then, and enters Ray Kroc.
Oh, yeah, the milkshake salesman?
The milkshake salesman. Exactly. He sees just a massive potential in McDonald's.
Yeah.
He buys the company. It's like, okay, nationwide expansion, here we come.
That's a big goal.
Huge goal, but that means scaling up a food operation like that, especially back then. I mean, that was a huge challenge.
Yeah, especially back then, keeping everything consistent.
Absolutely.
All those different locations.
Yeah, making sure the food, the drinks, all tasted the same.
Right.
It's a big deal, especially the drinks. We all know how important those are to the whole McDonald's experience.
For sure. Gotta have that drink.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine McDonald's without their drinks?
I don't even want to think about it.
No. So that's where Coca-Cola steps in.
Oh, okay.
They were already, a beverage giant, right?
Of course.
And they saw the potential of partnering with this up-and-coming fast food chain. So they go to McDonald's and they're like, hey, we got an offer you can't refuse.
Okay, lay it on me. What was the offer?
We're talking massive marketing support. They're going to help them optimize their supply chain so those drinks keep flowing.
Smart.
Even financial backing to help open new restaurants. I mean, can you imagine?
Wow, that's a pretty sweet deal.
Sweet deal. Yeah, it was a win-win, really.
So both brands get a huge boost from that.
Yeah, solidified them, as leaders in their industries. Some people might even call it like a cartel.
A cartel.
Well, jokingly, of course, but yeah. But okay, let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about the Coke.
Why does it taste so good? So, we've all had Felton drinks, right?
Yeah.
And, basic stuff, syrup, concentrate, carbonated water.
Mix it together, you got your soda.
Seems pretty simple, right?
Yeah, what's so special?
But here's the thing. There's a lot of room for variation in that process.
Oh, okay.
How the syrup is stored, the water quality, carbonation levels, even the ice.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, all these factors impact the taste.
Interesting.
So, Coca-Cola, they have standards, but inconsistencies happen.
Right.
And that's where McDonald's gets special treatment. Instead of those plastic bags you see in other places, McDonald's gets their syrup in special tanks.
Ooh, special tanks. Fancy.
I know, right? They're stainless steel.
Oh, wow. So what do those tanks do?
They keep the syrup at a precise temperature, around 34 to 38 degrees.
Oh, so they keep it nice and cold.
Yeah, much colder than a lot of other places store their syrup. And this is all about the carbonation.
Okay, yeah, because warm soda is flat soda. Not good.
Exactly. Nobody wants that.
So colder temps, higher pressure equals more fizz.
You got it. That perfect bubbly goodness.
Now, I gotta ask, I've heard people say that McDonald's just puts, like, tons of syrup in their Coke. Is that true?
That's actually a myth. They actually use less syrup.
Less, really?
Yep, less sweet syrup. They've got it calibrated perfectly. They factor in the ice melt.
Okay, hold on, back up. How does less sweet syrup make it taste better?
It's about the whole experience. It's not just about that first sip.
Ah, okay.
As the ice melts, the drink gets diluted. So starting less sweet means the flavor stays balanced.
Wow, so they're thinking about that from the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Consistent taste, first sip to the last.
That's amazing. What about the water? McDonald's is all about consistency, right?
Right.
And water can taste different all over the place.
Yeah, for sure. But they've got that figured out, too.
Okay, how?
Filtration. Big-time filtration systems.
Oh, interesting.
Gets rid of all the impurities and makes sure the water quality is consistent.
No matter where you are.
Exactly. They've got it down to a science.
Wow, that's impressive. So it's like the syrup, the water, all carefully controlled.
Oh, yeah. All these factors working together to make that signature McDonald's Coke.
But even with filtration, can't the original water source still, affect the taste a little bit?
You know what? You're totally right.
Okay.
Even with the best filtration, you're still going to get subtle differences based on where that water comes from.
Huh. Interesting.
Like some people swear that McDonald's Coke tastes better in certain places, like Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Places known for their good water.
I can see that.
It's crazy, right? All these factors playing into it.
It's like a whole science experiment for the perfect Coke. What else have they thought of?
Okay, get this. The straws.
The straws, really?
Yeah, they're wider than your average straw.
Why would they do that?
So think about it. Wider straw, more liquid hits your taste buds all at once.
Oh.
More intense flavor, more Cokey goodness with each sip.
So they've literally engineered the perfect sip.
They have.
That's wild. I mean, I never would have thought about all this that goes into a McDonald's Coke.
It's amazing, right? How much thought goes into something we just kind of take for granted.
It's those little details that make a difference.
They really do. It all goes back to, Ray Kroc's whole thing with consistency and quality.
Yeah.
It's not just about the food and drinks. It's about that whole experience.
Right. Like they're creating a feeling as much as a product.
Exactly. And that attention to detail, it's everywhere. From their equipment to how they train their employees.
It all works together.
Yeah, they've spent decades refining this. It's a system, so you get a good drink wherever you are in the world. It's funny, we were talking about those taste tests from the YouTube video.
Yeah, where they compared Cokes from different McDonald's.
Yeah, and it shows that even with all this technology and all these procedures they've got in place,
yeah,
there's still a human element.
Oh, interesting. Okay, let's talk about that. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so in that video, they had people taste Cokes from different McDonald's.
Yeah, and they were rating them, right? Like on fizz and all that.
Yeah, they had this whole scoring system. And you know what? Even though they all came from McDonald's, there were some pretty noticeable differences.
Really?
Yeah. Like some were fizzier than others, some tasted a little sweeter, some were just, I don't know, just better overall.
Huh. So even with all that tech and all those procedures.
Right. You'd think they'd all be identical.
Yeah.
But it shows that there's still like an art to it.
Yeah, it's not just a machine pumping out drinks.
Exactly. The video talked about how, even the ice to syrup ratio matters.
Oh, okay.
And the way the employee mixes the drink, even how fresh the syrup is, it all makes a difference.
So it's like you can have the best ingredients, the best equipment.
Yeah.
But if the person making the drink doesn't know what they're doing.
Right. It's not going to be as good.
It's like anything else, takes skill.
Totally. And the video mentioned that some McDonald's, they might, really emphasize good drink-making practices.
Oh, so it's like part of their training.
Yeah, maybe they have a special Coke guru who trains everyone.
The Coke master.
Exactly. And that could explain why some McDonald's just have that, consistently better Coke.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe they're also, super careful about keeping the syrup tanks clean.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Making sure everything's calibrated right. It all adds up.
So it's like all these tiny details, all these little things they do.
It's a chain reaction,
Yeah.
And when they all come together just right, boom, you get that perfect McDonald's Coke.
Makes you wonder if they're doing that with all their other menu items, too.
Right, what's the secret to the perfect fry?
Exactly. I mean, we're talking about Ray Kroc's vision, right? Consistency and quality.
Yep, he knew that was key.
It wasn't just about the food. It was the whole experience.
Totally. And that attention to detail, you see it everywhere with that McDonald's Coke, from the fancy equipment to the trained employees.
It's a whole system built over decades.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it works. It delivers, you can go to a McDonald's pretty much anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And you're going to get a good Coke. Oh, and remember what they said about the water?
Oh, yeah, how some McDonald's might just have naturally better water.
Yeah. Even with their filtration systems, the source water still matters. They specifically mentioned Hawaii.
Oh, right. Hawaii, famous for their water.
And Washington State. Apparently, those places have amazing water quality. So even after they filter it, the mineral content could still be enhancing the flavor.
Wow, I never thought about that. Like the local water making a difference in my McDonald's Coke.
It's wild, right? And you think about it, and there are just so many factors.
So many things we don't even realize are affecting the taste.
It's like a whole symphony of flavors going on.
And it all comes together in that one perfect sip. It makes you think, though, this is just for a Coke.
Yeah.
What about all the other stuff we eat and drink? I mean, there's probably a whole story behind every product, every brand.
Oh, absolutely. How much do we really know about the food we consume?
Right. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
It is. And you know what? This all ties back to psychology, branding,
Okay, tell me more.
McDonald's, Coca-Cola, they're not just selling drinks. They're selling an experience.
It's selling a feeling.
Exactly. And they use all this science, all this strategy to make us love their products.
So it's not just about the taste, it's the whole package.
Yep. The marketing, the logo, the memories we associate with it. Think about it. You see those golden arches.
Yeah.
Instantly, you know what to expect.
Familiar, comforting.
Exactly. It's like a little taste of home, no matter where you are.
It's like they've figured out how to tap into our emotions.
They've cracked the code, man.
Cracked the code. Okay, so we've gone from syrup tanks and filtration systems to psychology and nostalgia.
That's what we do here. We dive deep.
I love it. But before we go too far down that rabbit hole, I do want to bring it back to that original question.
Okay.
Does knowing all this, all the science and strategy behind McDonald's Coke,
Yeah.
does it actually change how we feel about it?
Ooh, good question.
Does it make it better? Or does it ruin the magic a little bit? What do you think? That is a good question. Does it ruin the magic or does it make it even better?
Yeah, like, do we want to know the man behind the curtain?
Exactly. But speaking of behind the scenes, there was one more thing from that YouTube video I wanted to mention.
Oh, yeah.
It was about how seriously Coca-Cola takes this whole McDonald's partnership.
Oh, yeah, they really do.
Like, they have actual dedicated teams that just work with McDonald's.
Like Coke consultants?
Yeah, basically making sure that McDonald's is serving, like, the absolute best Coke possible.
Yeah, not just like, here's the syrup, see you later.
Right. And they even said that Coca-Cola will help McDonald's financially.
Really?
Yeah, like when they're expanding into new markets, so they're invested.
Wow, that's commitment.
It's a smart move, though, right? For both of them.
Oh, yeah, totally. McDonald's gets this amazing Coke that keeps people coming back for more.
Right.
And Coca-Cola gets to be associated with, like, one of the biggest fast food chains in the world.
It's like a win-win, a perfect partnership.
Power couple of the beverage world.
I love it. It really is amazing, all the thought that goes into something as simple as a Coke.
Right. We just walk up to the counter and order it.
Yeah, we don't even think about all the history, the science.
The special tanks, the filtration systems.
All the people involved.
It's a whole operation.
It really is. I mean, this has been quite a journey, hasn't it?
A real deep dive.
We've covered so much, from the history of these two iconic brands
to the science behind a perfect Coke and even a little psychology.
Yeah, we got deep.
It makes you think, though, right? Like, how many other things that we just take for granted have these incredible stories behind them?
Probably everything.
Yeah, probably everything.
So next time you're at McDonald's and you're sipping that ice-cold Coke,
take a moment to appreciate it.
yeah, think about all the work that went into it.
All the little details that make it so special.
From the syrup to the water to the people who made it.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, and cheers to always staying curious, to asking questions.
Diving deep.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And remember, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the world around you.